Hey Embers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to part 85 of my Harvest Moon Back to Nature slow playthrough. So we are starting off on day 6 of summer year 3 and we have overslept a little bit. So we should have got up at 6, we got up at 8 instead. And as is becoming more normal again, we are going to be doing 5 days in this episode. So the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th and the 10th. So let's check the weather tomorrow. Well, we don't actually need to because it is nice and sunny tomorrow because it is a festival tomorrow. And we're going to just check the news to see what the news says about that. Tomorrow, the chicken festival will be held in the square from the morning. If you raise chickens, you can enter a hen in the chicken sumo contest. Chicken sumo, I ask you. So tomorrow will be our final chicken festival of this playthrough. And here's Rick to tell us all about it. Hi, tomorrow we're holding the chicken festival in the square. There's a contest to see who has the strongest hen. If you want to enter a chicken, bring it to the square tomorrow. Yep, we will do. So with any luck, by the end of this episode, we will have 3 golden eggs from our chickens. Nothing in the post as usual, so let's get on with our normal routine. So straight into the barn to look after the cows and sheep. And of course, big speed up here. But they were actually spaced out pretty well, so it wasn't too difficult to do this today. Now all our cows and sheep are officially fully grown. So we have a proper full house, so this is now just about making sure that we have full hearts for everybody by the end of the playthrough, which may or may not be possible. We'll have to just wait and see. With that, let's make sure we feed them because we had a bit of a issue last episode where we didn't feed the cows and the sheep. Let's try not to make that mistake again. And out we go. So next up we're going to water everything. I don't think anything has grown in just yet. And it is actually a birthday in game today, so we'll wait and see what happens with that. Say hello to the horse while we're here. And nothing's grown in the hothouse either. So let's move on to the chicken coop. So we're going to be saving 2 eggs today, one for a birthday and one for the Harvest Goddess. So with that, let's head out. We're going to give an egg to the Harvest Goddess and we're going to spar-boil the other one. I still haven't checked if spar-boiling an egg is a thing, but I'm sort of doubting it. One never knows though. If you were in Japan, I don't know if it's hygienic, but would you put an egg in an onsen? Don't know. So with that, we are going to head out of the farm. And it is Cliff's birthday today. So we're going to head into the vineyard to see if Cliff is working. I can't see him there. We do pop into this little outhousey bit to see if Cliff's in there. And he's not, Duke's in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to head to the only other place that I know you can find him, which is the inn. And I was thinking about this. Hopefully, all the married couples will end up with their own house. Like, Mineral Town is going to have to build more houses, isn't it? Because, let's think about it. So, Potpourri, we married Potpourri, so she's at ours. So, we have our own house. The farm, obviously. Karen and Rick are currently living at Lilia's house, Rick's mum. So, they don't have their own place. We're just going to give the egg to Cliff. What for me, thanks. Actually, today's my birthday, hee hee hee. So, speaking of Cliff, Cliff and Anne live in the inn. Obviously, Doug lives there as well, so they don't have their own place. Who else have we got? The doctor and Ellie live above the clinic, so technically they do own their own place. They live above the clinic. Is that everybody? Or Mary and Gray? I don't think it's specified where Mary and Gray live, but I'm assuming at her mum and dad's house. So, yeah, they're going to have to make more houses in this village, aren't they? I see a patch right here as we went past. We're just going to have to build more houses. Although in saying that, there's nothing wrong with generational living, if that's what you choose to do. I just think they'd get very cramped. It's best not to question the living situation in this game, because there are some very odd situations of not enough beds. It's best not to think about it. So with that, we are back on the farm. And I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm going to ship these red grass and... Oh, we're going to do a bit of fishing because one of the goals to get all of the fish prints is to ship 200 fish. And I don't think we're anywhere near shipping 200 fish. So we'll do a little bit of fishing. Of course, I've sped this up as well. See if we end up with any fish. We can only get small fish here, I think. And we didn't get one this time. So we're going to head into the house. We'll pop this fish bone in the cabinet. And with that, we're going to grab the dog and head to bed, I think. So let's move swiftly on to day 7. But that's the one fish print that's scaring me, and subsequently 2, because one of the fish prints you can only get after getting all of the other fish prints. And yeah, one of them you get after shipping 200 fish. That's the one that's scaring me for this playthrough, because I don't think we've shipped anywhere near 200. It's possible that we can ship all of the fish in the pond if we have to. So it's sunny again tomorrow, but there's not even 200 fish in the pond. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So we're going to check the news. Of course, today is the Chicken Festival. So let's get all our work done and head over to the festival. Now, obviously, I don't tend to speak too much over the festivals because I like you guys to enjoy them. One thing I will say here is as part of the Chicken Festival, you see obviously the other participants are basically us, just in different coloured clothing. So keep your eye on that to see the different variations of, I think Pete is his canonical name. We've of course called him John. Yeah, keep an eye on that so you can see all the different variations of Pete's clothing. And another thing to keep your eye on, even though this is our 3rd Chicken Festival, but just in case, is the different colours of chickens. Because there are different coloured chickens. And I wish that we could have had different coloured hens in this game. I understand that there may have been technical limitations on that, or, you know, what have you. But it would have been so cool to have different coloured chickens. You see, I think it's the only festival that does it as well, because for the Cow and Sheep Festival, I think all the cows and all the sheep look the same, even though, of course, they're supposed to look different in quote-unquote real life. I think they all look the same in this game. I don't think you see a black sheep or anything like that. I don't believe you do. However, in the Chicken Festival, you do see different colours of chickens, and I wish that was something that we could have had. Now, as I said, I don't have a great amount of experience playing other Harvest Moon games. We may end up playing another Harvest Moon game to replace this one, of course, so then I will get a bit more experience. So I don't know how much they vary the animals over time. Can you end up with multiple colours of chickens? Highly likely. I know you can get Angora rabbits in some of the games. The one that's coming to mind is Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. You can get Angora rabbits. I wish there were normal rabbits, but, you know, I'll deal with Angoras. I do love any rabbits. Can you get brown cows? I just don't know. Our carrots have grown in, so we're going to sort that out. Of course, this is a big speed up here. Can you get goats in any of the Harvest Moon games? I know, sorry, my voice is going. I know in some of them you can have a cat. Don't know if you have a cat instead of a dog or a cat and a dog. I'm thinking, again, I've played bits of Friends of Mineral Town and I think you can have a cat or a dog, I think. I think I'd always choose a dog for a farm, personally, but then a farm cat is really cute as well. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some research and see what animals you can actually get throughout all of the Harvest Moon games. It was just a random thought I had, but yeah, keep your eye out on how cute the different hens are at the chicken festival. So we spend a bit of time here, of course, we're doing our normal chores, we've done all of them now, and we spend a bit of time looking around for the right chicken. The hen that we need is red. So we're just spending some time looking for red. And we've found them. Or her, I should say. I shouldn't really say them because they're all hens, so they are all females. So yeah, we found her. I say technically we have an overwhelming number of female animals in this game, don't we? So our dog and the horse are male, but all the cows, sheep and chickens are female. Anyway, with that, we are at the chicken festival, so hopefully I win it for the 3rd year in a row. I'm going to shut my mouth now and I'll get back to you when the festival's over. Enjoy. And with that, the festival is finished and we did win. Yay! So we have 3 golden eggs now. Let's go put the chicken back in the coop. So as you've probably deduced, you get 10 hens in this game. So it would take you 10 in-game years to have all golden eggs. Something I've never achieved personally. And like I say, we're definitely not achieving that in this playthrough. I'm not sure we could play till year 10. I think in my personal playing of this game, I've got to year 5 before, and I think that's as far as I've personally gone. I'd love to know in people's personal save files how many years they're in. That would be incredible. Like, is anyone on year 20? You know, it's doable. Obviously, it's doable. But I think year 5 is the highest I've ever gone. Because obviously, in terms of the game, you only really need to go up to year 3, as you'll see with this playthrough. But it is never ending. So speaking of, we are on day 8 now. And it's nice and sunny. I wonder how many people would still be watching if I was like, right, we're on year 26. Who knows? So we've got the Tomato Festival, the Cow Festival and the Fireworks Festival still for the summer. All right now. So nothing in the mailbox as always. I'm going to head straight into the chicken coop and let's get on with our farm chores. So we should see, yeah, 3 golden eggs now. Wonderful stuff. Let's get them all made into mayonnaise. I don't know if we're going to the Harvest Goddess today. Probably not. I don't go see her every time. No, we're not going to. Feed the fish, grab the honey onto the hothouse. Oh, I was too busy yapping, but obviously our carrots grew in. I think we planted pumpkins there. So nothing has grown in on the farm just yet. We don't look too far off the onions being fully grown though, to be honest. Next up, we're heading to the barn. Today proved a little bit more difficult because everybody was clumped together. Really is the luck of the draw with this barn. And we do have some wool as well. I don't think we're going to turn it into yarn today. That's the, as I've said before, that's the one. I don't think we're going to end up with 200 wool and 200 yarn shipped. I don't think we are. We're going to give it a good go, but I don't think it's going to happen. I ended up shipping a milk as it was as well, so we could look after everybody. We are still missing 1 cow, I think. There we go. So I did end up shipping 1 milk as it was without turning it into cheese. That might be the way because it does make it a little bit easier. So we may end up shipping 1 milk and 9 cheese. We'll have to wait and see. Sorry, someone's car's just started up. It's got a right rumble on it, that. What we got outside? A blooming Ferrari? Got a right rumble. Anyway, with that, we are going to go ahead and do some more fishing. Hopefully we can catch some fish. We definitely just caught 1. I just saw that. And I'm not keeping track. I should really have kept track from the beginning of the playthrough to how many fish we've actually shipped. To be honest, I completely forgot about the fish prints. So I haven't been keeping track of how many fish we have shipped. But I know it's nowhere near 200. And it's 2:20. What we're going to do, we're going to go to the cabinet. I couldn't even guess how many fish we've shipped. We're going to grab that and we're going to head into the square. Yeah, I couldn't even begin to guess. how many fish we've shipped, because a lot we were putting into the pond, obviously, to get the fishing pole, which we do now have. So technically there's no need to have any fish in the pond. But then I'd feel bad about shipping them, but needs must, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I couldn't honestly say how many fish we've shipped. I really don't know. So we're just going to head to the bin. That's one thing I wish our farm had, a bin, so we could keep fishing there and not have to worry about the rubbish. And with that, we are going to head down onto the beach and do a little bit more fishing. Which, of course, I will speed up. So hopefully we can catch more fish. We can just brush the ocean as well. You know, that I've heard that can work on occasion. Brush the water. Let the fish know you're there. Talking utter rubbish. You are supposed to make... Listen, I'm not a fisherman, I ain't got a clue. But aren't you supposed to make some sort of disturbance to the water so the fish come to the surface? Or am I talking rubbish? I think we've had this conversation before. The conclusion is, I ain't got a clue. I've never fished in my life, you know. I think we've had this conversation before, so I'm not going to talk too much on it. But we have been here for a few years, so you might have forgot we've had this conversation, to be fair. But I've never fished in my life. When I was younger, it was a bit of a moral thing. And I suppose it still is, because I've spoke to lots of people who go fishing. And I just think that the hook in the cheek is bound to hurt the fish, right? No, that sounds daft. But, like, I'm really worried I'm going to hook a fish in the eye or something. Pull its eye out. And of course, I wouldn't keep any. I'd put it back. So, we're moving on to day 9. But of course, you know, it's a perfectly respectable industry, the fishing industry. One that's had quite a decline, you know, over the years. But fishing heritage is very important. So, you know, no shade on people who actually do it, you know. I eat fish myself, so... But I don't know. I just don't know if I could personally do it, that's all. Anyway, that's me waffle about fishing. I'm sure I've had that same waffle before. So, our onions have grown, so that's going to be a bit of a long day. So let's get straight in and start with the barn. Got quite a bit of wool again. And we are turning the wool into yarn this time. So back round we go. And I know I briefly said in this episode that there are more female animals on this farm than males, and that obviously makes sense because I'm not a farmer, but I'm guessing that female animals are used more for produce and male animals are used more for, well, din-dins. Oh, I don't like it. I know it's necessary to a degree, but I don't like it. I'm such a hypocrite. I will eat meat and then I would cry about where it came from. Honestly, that's the truth. If I didn't have health considerations, I probably would be vegetarian at the very least. Pescatarian, perhaps. I have looked into veganism, but I don't think that it's feasible for me. But again, I think it's wonderful for people who do pursue that. I was vegetarian for quite a while, but I was highly anemic, and so I had to start eating. Not because of the vegetarianism, it's just I have quite a lot of health problems, so I had to start eating meat again. I remember being devastated, but one of the things that got me, because I was a teenager, was McDonald's chicken nuggets. I walked past and smelt a chicken nugget, and that was it. So, yeah, I didn't do very well, unfortunately. In saying that though, do male sheep, so rams, produce wool? I think they must do, right? So honestly, I'm playing a farming game. I think I'm a farmer all of a sudden, but I've got no idea. Clearly playing a farming simulator does not make you a farmer. Who would have thought? But rams, I'm trying to think, rams do have wool, don't they? So, I don't know. I don't know anything about sheep shearing. I know it looks blooming brutal though. I know the sheep are fine, but I've watched a sheep being sheared and it looks terrible, like tipping them upside down, all sorts. It looks horrible. But I know it's not. Don't worry, I know it's not, but it looks horrible. So I'm just checking what we need to plant to get to that 200 and above. And we need strawberries, cabbages, pumpkins, but they're on their way. And spinach. Strawberries, what did I just say? Strawberries, cabbages, pumpkins and spinach are the 4 that we need. So I'm going to head to the shop. However, spoiler alert, I don't think we end up planting anything. So I think we do buy some strawberries. I don't think we end up planting anything on the farm because I think we're going to focus a lot on the hothouse. Obviously, we've got all of winter to get some of those numbers up as well. But only 4 crops left to hit that 200 of everything shipped goal. I don't think we've done too bad. Now I'm looking around to see if strawberries are a summer fruit, and they're not, they're a spring fruit. See, this is something else I wanted to check, but I haven't managed to check it yet. There's so much during this playthrough that I've said, I'm going to check that, and I haven't. I wanted to check if the seasons are correct for the crops. Because I know we had the discussion before about pumpkins, that I would have thought that pumpkins were an autumn thing, but then do start growing them in the summer, ready for autumn. Because then them being a summer crop would make sense. But I honestly have no idea. I believe carrots and potatoes you can probably plant all year round. And what was the other thing I was supposed to research? It was something on the telly, wasn't it? Oh, the game on the telly, like the chess game. I still haven't researched that either. Oh, we've not watched the telly in ages on here. And I can't remember what that game's called. I needed to research that as well. I'm going to have to write all these questions down so that at some point before this playthrough ends, I can sit with you and we can say, right, this is what the game is, this is this and this is that. Because I do briefly remember, based on some of the programmes we were watching, that I wanted to check if there was ever a follow-up to some of the other towns' names. So obviously our town is Mineral Town. They discuss other towns canonically in this game, and I wanted to see if those town names are ever reused in future Harvest Moon games. I am going to have to write these questions down so we don't forget them. So we did buy some strawberry seeds, but like I said, we won't be planting them just yet. So with that, we are going to move swiftly on to our final day of this episode. Day 10, of course. And hopefully our baby grows up soon. That would be nice to see. I don't think I've ever seen the child in Harvest Moon, even though I've played till year 5. Don't know if I had a kid. Oh, I don't know. No, I must have. I don't know. I'm confused now. I don't know if I've ever seen the child. So with that, nice and sunny tomorrow as well. So let's head out. Nothing in the mail as always. Hey, I just realised we haven't had Anne's birthday invitation, have we? When's Anne's birthday? That's soon, isn't it? So I guess we won't be going to Anne's birthday again. I think we've been once during this playthrough. I'll have to have a look at that. So I think we're going to go ahead and ship all of the eggs again today. I don't think we're going to go and see the Harvest Goddess. getting all the farm work done. Nothing's grown in the hothouse. And we've got all these pumpkins, so we should hit that 200 pumpkin mark because there's 2 in the hothouse as well. Yeah, we definitely will. So I think we're going to start growing strawberries and leeks in the hothouse. But it may get to a stage where we don't actually need any crops on the farm. Would of course free up a lot of time to do other things. We do have some more wool as well, which is good. Oh, quite a bit actually. That's good. I think 4 bits of wool, which isn't bad. We're just going to ship them as is. So these 2 cows are insistent on staying together. But we found the last cow that we needed. I think brown cows are really cute. Highland cows, they're adorable. I saw my first Highland cow up close this year. It took a few years to get there, but yeah, I saw my first Highland cow up close and it's adorable. So with that, we've done all the farm work. We are just going to cut some grass. I don't know if this is the right word, but I've not really had exposure to many animals, to be honest. I've been to a few farms and safari parks, wildlife parks, zoos, things like that, although I'm not really keen on zoos. But I definitely need to go to more places where I can see more animals. But anyway, with that, that is the end of this episode. So thank you very much for watching. And I've done a lot of waffling today. But with that, I will see you next week. Bye, Embers.